What if I told you that every single word you speak is a magic spell, casting your future into existence? That's not an exaggeration. Think about it. Your words are constantly shaping your reality, creating laws for your own life. We are diving into Chapter 3 of The Game of Life and How to Play It, by Florence Scovel Shinn, called The Power of the Word. Shinn tells this story of a man who would always say, "I always miss the bus. It pulls out just as I arrive." And guess what? He always did. Meanwhile, his daughter would say, "I always catch the bus. It's sure to come just as I get there." And for years, she always did. They each spoke their own reality into being. One of failure, one of success. This is the hidden psychology behind things like superstitions. A rabbit's foot or a horseshoe has no inherent power. But when you say, "This will bring me good luck," you're creating an expectation. You're programming your subconscious mind to look for and attract lucky situations. Your belief, activated by your words, is the real magic wand. Now, Shinn gives a word of caution here. You can't just rely on lucky charms. She talks about a couple of businessmen who were doing great, but then their businesses crashed. Why? They'd stopped affirming their success and looking to a higher power, and instead put all their trust in a pair of lucky monkeys. They had outsourced their power to an object. The moment they realized this, tossed the monkeys, and reconnected with their inner power, their success returned. The point isn't to throw out every sentimental object. It's about recognizing where the true power lies. It's not in the object. It's in the belief and intention behind the object. The object is just a trigger for your own expectancy. This principle also works for overcoming fears. Shinn had a friend who was terrified of walking under ladders. She saw it as a terrible omen. Shinn explained that by being afraid, she was giving power to good and evil forces controlling outcomes. But if you believe in only one, absolute, positive power, then there's nothing to fear. Evil only gets power when we feed it with our fear. So, she challenged her friend to prove you only believe in one power. Walk under the next ladder you see. Soon after, the friend went to her bank, and there, right in front of her safe deposit box, was a ladder. She froze. The fear was overwhelming, and she turned back. But as she walked away, the words echoed in her mind. She decided to face her fear, marched back to the vault, and the ladder was gone. This is the law of non-resistance. When you face a situation without fear, it often dissolves. Your fear attracted the ladder in the first place, and your fearlessness removed it. Courage truly contains genius and magic. You are constantly pulling the strings of the universe with your thoughts, feelings, and especially your words. Because of the vibratory power of words, whatever you voice, you begin to attract. If you constantly talk about being sick, you attract sickness. If you constantly talk about being broke, you attract lack. Have you ever had one of those let's catch up chats with a friend? You know the kind. It's an hour of complaining about problems, losses, failures, and what's wrong with the world. Shinn calls these chats too expensive. Why? Because every negative word you speak is a deposit into an account of misfortune. Instead, have a new-fashioned chat. Talk about what you want, what you're grateful for, what excites you. Talk about your wins, your dreams, your blessings. There's an old saying, use your words only for 3 purposes: to heal, to bless, or to prosper. Because what you say about others will eventually be said about you. What you wish for another, you are secretly wishing for yourself. Curses, as they say, are like chickens. They always come home to roost. If you wish someone bad luck, you're literally programming your own subconscious for bad luck. But if you genuinely wish and help someone to succeed, you are paving the way for your own success. This power extends even to your physical body. All sickness and unhappiness, Shinn argues, come from a violation of the law of love. Think about it. Dis-ease, a mind not at ease. Continual criticism can manifest as physical issues like rheumatism, because those critical thoughts create disharmony in your system. Unforgiveness is one of the biggest culprits. It hardens you, physically and emotionally. Shinn tells a powerful story about a woman, an actress, who had a terrible, incurable skin disease. She was on the verge of losing her career. Then, she landed a great role and got rave reviews on opening night. She was ecstatic. But the next day, she was fired. A jealous cast member had sabotaged her. She was consumed with hatred and resentment. But in her despair, she cried out, "Oh God, don't let me hate that man." For a couple of nights, she sat in silence, working on releasing that hatred, on finding a sense of peace with him, with herself, and with the world. On the third day, her skin disease was completely gone. By asking for love and goodwill, she fulfilled the law of love, and the disease, which was rooted in subconscious resentment, was wiped out. So when something is wrong, don't ask, "What's the matter?" Instead, ask, "Who's the matter? Who do you need to forgive? What resentment are you holding onto?" Your only true enemies are the ones within yourself. The ultimate hack, the cheat code for the game of life, is goodwill. Bless everyone, especially those you see as rivals or enemies. A man came to Shinn, worried about a competitor who was trying to steal a sale. She told him, "Wipe out all fear. Know that divine order will prevail. And most importantly, bless that man all day. Be willing to lose the sale if it's not the right thing." He went to the meeting, fearless, non-resistant, and blessing his competitor. And wouldn't you know it, the competitor's machine failed to work, and he made the sale effortlessly. Love your enemies. Bless them. Do good to them. This isn't just about being a nice person. It's a spiritual technology. Sending out love and goodwill creates a powerful aura of protection around you. It dissolves the enemies within yourself, so you have no enemies on the outside. There can only be peace on earth for you when you send goodwill to all. So, starting today, watch your words. Speak only to heal, bless, and prosper. Let every word you utter be an affirmation of the good you want to see in your life and in the world. You hold the power. Use it wisely. Thank you for joining us for the Frequency Enhanced Chapter Book Summary, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next Frequency Enhanced Chapter Summary for focus, healing, and abundance. Remember, your words are your power.